Hello everyone, my name is 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐲 and welcome back. I'm sitting here today with...
Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer.
Absolutely, and tonight we are excited to present to you a series exploring the tales of the heroes who will be in Season 2. And today we're going to be meeting Solar's. Solar's character, please tell us a little bit about them before we get into it.
Well, my character Sidtherial is a very young elf that is a sorcerer that's been blessed, cursed, and GM has yet to let me know, with shadowmancy.
It's gonna be real fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, nothing I like better than playing a pleasant, edgy goth guy. It's not like I'm in high school again.
No, what? D&D players being edgy and gothy? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that was for vampire players.
Oh, well, I feel like now it's kind of like a pancake. But that being said, why don't we begin with the tale of Sidtherial? It seems to be a vision of the past. Was it just yesterday? Was it this morning? Was it 100 years ago? Time for someone like yourself is always relative. Because even an aeon, a century, a generation can still just be a reflecting period. But with that time behind you, the darkness, the shadow, the mysteries, all you can do, all you can help but do is stay in the present now. And presently, you are in a very lavish carriage, moving about the Ardethal countryside, closer to the east part of the continent. Sometimes getting away is the best answer to what plagues you. And what plagues you right now are your fellow carriage riders. 𝐾𝐲𝐬𝐲 in front of you, nose in a book, despite having a beautiful window to look out through the carriage, and somewhere else, whether it's next to 𝐾𝐲𝐬𝐲 or next to you, is your sister, Sidtherial. This carriage has been going for a long time, but again, what is time to an elf? And with that, I must ask, what is in Sidtherial's mind on this carriage ride south?
There are still many things I have to do. 𝐾𝐲𝐬𝐲.
Yes.
Are those your studies on the songs of the West?
I've found those rather tedious. I've decided to change to economics. It seems rather simple.
Things involving currency.
Currency, math, counting, adding, laws, bylaws, everything else.
I tend to find things involving currency outdated.
Was that your attempt at a pun? I can't tell with you.
I will try to add moisture to my sense of humor.
Sidtherial next to you is staring out the window going, "Why are we talking about this? There's great hills, green trees, so much more. Why aren't we talking about the nature that we're around? We could be moving, walking, blood pumping through our bodies. We're sitting in a very nice, lavish, but small and dark carriage."
Very true, my sister. But all of that beauty of nature will still be there, even when this carriage ride has come to its conclusion.
She looks at you for a second and she just goes, "Are we having that conversation where I'm trying to make you enjoy something and you're doing a very good job of being philosophical about it?"
I enjoy philosophy.
Oh, you're impossible sometimes. I do enjoy philosophy as well, but what good is philosophy when you're already in the now, when you're appreciating the moment?
I find that when the moment passes, it is just a memory. Something that bears contemplation.
She, defeated, slumps into her seat and looks out the window. Fine, I'll contemplate it out the window. She looks. Give me a perception check.
Oh, I'll look over at 𝐾𝐲𝐬𝐲.
Mm-hmm.
I'll too easy.
Markiel looks at you with a nod and a small smirk, continues reading his book.
I'll just use my base perception.
Okay. What's the total for that?
13.
13. Okay. As you are in your moment, Lithiel is off in hers and Markiel is in his book. You can't help but hear a sound, movement happening around you. The lull of the carriage wheel clicking and grinding has kind of become almost this ambient noise, easily put out of your mind. This is something else. And you begin to see small, dark movement in the now part of the forest your carriage has cut into to get a shortcut to the nearest town.
Markiel, sister, do you recall this being the way?
I don't. I just thought I'd let the driver do his job, and if we didn't get there, then he wouldn't get his pay. Seemed adequate enough at the time.
Alterations in plans like this are where adventures begin. Is that enough in the now for you, sister?
Markiel's nose goes deeper into his book, as if to protect himself. Lithiel hears that, and she goes, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Be excited to see what adventures are in store for us. This carriage ride has been very lovely, but it has been a little dry.
Well, perhaps we'll add moisture to the day.
Sorry, I don't know why, but the term adding moisture to the day hits me different. I don't know what it is. So, as you see this and sense this, you can also tell from the natural rhythm of the carriage wheel that the carriage itself is starting to slow down to a stop. It's quiet. You can tell there's someone talking, different voices, talking to the driver, maybe.
I'd like to listen. Is that a perception check?
Yes, please. Give me a perception check to listen.
Hoo-ha. So, as Sidtherial listens, he really hears the silence of the wheel. And he thinks he might have heard a frog singing, because that's what a botched perception roll seems like.
I was wondering. All right, so
Yeah.
with a 1, can't
one.
quite make it out.
Well, since we are playing 5th edition, though, double checking. Yep, so that's a 4.
Yeah, still not, still not what we need. But Lithiel kind of puts her head out the window to kind of get a closer look. She's also kind of squinting and struggling to see what's ahead. Markiel, of course, refuses to indulge any of this nonsense. He has a book about obscure laws of saving and loans that he finds way more effective for life. And as this happens, a quick, dark figure goes by the carriage window and tries to thrust his hand inside. Markiel, being near the hand, recoils. I say, sir. Smacks the hand with the book. I'm reading. Go away. Very nonchalant. This to Markiel. This is a distraction from the book. But the man in the hood and bandit clothes is now trying to force his way in, and you can see the carriage door just as he is fighting to get into you.
Okay. I look over at my sister. The things that make happenings an adventure is the possibility of danger and failure. I believe Markiel has the proper idea. And I'll cast Chill Touch at the guy that's pulling over. Look, man, I'm level 3. I've been here before.
Yeah, you're like, I mean, a different day, same BS. Okay, Chill Touch. I believe that is a roll to hit, correct? Or is...
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so what's your modifier again? Is your modifier 4?
My modifier is... Yes, my modifier is 4.
Okay, so that would give this a total of +6 then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
D8 plus 6.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's for hit. I apologize. I didn't know. So D8 plus 4 on the damage. My apologies.
Yeah. So that's 12.
12.
Oh, wait. 6 plus 14.
No, oh, my apologies. It's
4.
4
It should be
plus
4.
the
Yeah,
D8.
it should be 4. So it's 12.
Excellent. That's still really good. That's what, max damage?
Yeah, and the hand leaves my hand as a shadow. And as I saw him put his fist through the window, the hand sneaks through the window, stops in front of him, gives a wave no, and grabs him by the face.
As the hand puts on his face, you can hear a scream of pain as a sizzle comes off. But instead of like a kind of usual smoke sizzle, like a steak in a pan, this is a very unusual kind of black acrid smoke coming off his face as he pulls away. And you can see where the hand was, it's actually paler now on his flesh. He's grabbing his face, trying to wipe off the pain and the fear. He looks at you. Okay. And proceeds to run. Give me a perception check. Or insight, if you have that.
Oh, I'll take insight. Yes.
Let's see. Yep. 22.
22 insight check. You see a rich cocktail of emotions on this gentleman before he absolutely books. At first, of course, is the obvious pain of taking 12 necrotic damage literally to the face. Not a lot of people like that sensation. Then comes the fear that pain kind of swells into. And then before he leaves, you clock something. He's not running because he's in pain. He's not running because he's in fear. He's running because he knows you. There's a look of recognition, a panic, and a flee deeper into the woods.
Into the woods.
Into the woods. You can hear the others doing the same shortly after. You can feel their bodies kind of slamming alongside the carriage, rustling things. There's an immediate panic as these bandits are fleeing the carriage.
So, sister, would you like to do something now?
I think I would like that very much, yes. What is the plan?
May I see your scarf?
Oh, sure, of course. And she reaches for her scarf, she undoes it, and kind of gently balls it up and gives it to you.
I open it up, I unfurl it, and I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
And the Mage Hand grabs the scarf and takes it out the hole that has been punched through.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts to wave the scarf a little.
Mm-hmm.
If you know any come hither sounds, now would be the time to use them.
Oh my. Never had a chance to use this for outside of our hometown. She's gonna make a performance check. Oh yeah. It's a very siren-esque kind of enchanting song. You know, you kind of old-timey flirtatious meets magical siren. And she makes this sound. What is your intended goal with that? What do you want to have happen from that song?
Oh, I want one of the bandits that are trying to do the thing to lure itself over for a little hanky or panky. Not both. This is my sister.
Of course. Look, we can have a hanky or we can have a panky, but please, not both. Children are watching. And from there, so as they're running, they stop, they look back, and you can see through the broken mirror and through the waving of the scarf, they're on to you. They're definitely not coming back for that. They seem to be fleeing deeper into the forest.
Oh, then I would like... Yes.
I see myself getting a little bit of sleep.
I'd like to cast Ray of Sickness on the closest one.
Roll to hit.
+6. 18 with a little smudge.
It hits. What's it look like? What's your ray of?
My Ray of Sickness?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a circulatory system, but made completely out of shadows. If it were looked at in the light, it would almost give a sense of ichor that's kind of weaving its way through the air, as though it were growing instead of being hurled.
Okay, so the ray hits. Why don't you go ahead and roll the 2d8 damage, and I'll roll to see if he is poisoned.
Okay, that would be 9.
9 points of damage. You can see his
Poison.
Poison damage. Well, it's funny you say he's poisoned because on his save, he did get a nat 1. So he's not looking good. As his whole body kind of convulses inward, and he kind of, you can see his frame immediately become gaunt and thin as he has to kind of run for a bush and begin to relieve some of the nausea and poison he's going through. Now, he's still in the poison condition. He still took 9 poison damage. He does not look like he's going to be living for very long. And he's just slowly trying to creep himself back into the forest. You can tell he's mumbling something, but at this distance, you can't quite make it out.
Okay. And now I'll exit the carriage.
Okay.
And I'll walk up to him on the ground. But before I do so, I look back at my sister. Coming?
Yes, oh my goodness. And she, kind of hikes up her long dress and comes out. She kind of gets her hair out, and she readies a spell on her fingertip as she does like a boss walk over to the downed man. She is ready for action, and she's right behind you, looking intimidating. On the tip of her finger, the spell crackles and waits.
I did that once. Arrows hurt. So, are we in the now enough?
She goes, I guess so. You said arrows hurt?
Yes.
What about the acid kind? They hurt more.
Well, I'll tell you after. I think this person has a story.
All right. Do you want to lead it or should I? I would love to talk, but at the same time, I think that your words are a bit more intimidating than mine.
I don't understand why. You're clearly the more dangerous between the two of us.
I suspect that's why. I'm very dangerous, but I'm also very obvious. I think your subtle pastiche does more work than mine.
We'll ask him.
Yes, indeed.
And I'll just stand over him, not looming, just kind of waiting for him to finish what he's doing.
He's on the ground, crawling away. He sees you up close and just kind of rolls over to look you straight on. Doesn't really say anything. He seems to be waiting for something that you have to say instead.
It seems that you wanted my attention. You have it. How may we help you?
We are just bandits looking for rich people to steal from. We found your carriage. It looked rather nice. The driver was paid off with a few gold, so we thought we could take you for ransom.
I find a fault in your logic.
What would that be? My logic is flawless.
You're looking to steal, but you paid my driver. If you had gold to pay my driver, why would you have to steal?
It's a kickback. We give a small amount of gold to the driver in return for the gold that we would get with your ransom, which would be astronomically much larger.
My ransom?
Yes. And the people in the carriage. I saw someone reading a book, and now your sister, yes, should fetch a high price for ransom, nobles such as you are.
I would choose your words wisely. My sister is excitable.
Give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Well, man, at this point, is it intimidation? Is it persuasion? I mean, I don't think it's deception. She looks very key to...
I'll go for persuasion because I'm not trying to scare him. I'm actually trying to help him.
You're genuinely warning him. I love that. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Because, my sister is a bit unhinged.
She's excited. She's had a long trip, and now she gets to fire a spell at a dude.
Okay.
We've all been there.
I suppose.
So yeah, I'm looking at die plus 5. 17.
17, okay. And as you say that about your sister and the moment, he looks up and he says, "You're right. Clearly, everything is fine. Your personage is unharmed. Why don't we call it here, and I'll leave, and we won't darken thy doorstep again."
You don't look well.
Yes, I'm very sick. I suddenly have an allergy to nuts. Yeah.
And this is why I do not add moisture to my humor. Perhaps you should come with us.
No, it's okay. I must be leaving. If I am not there, it will be really bad for me. It'll be very, very bad for me.
You've been cordially invited to join us, at least until you feel better. I'm sure that my sister would enjoy your company.
Your sister, with an acid arrow just starting to grow, and like the insane smile on her face as she's like, "Give me a reason." And he is quite intimidated by that. Give me an insight check.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1 again.
Ooh. Man, this guy is being not cooperative. What are you gonna do?
Well, I understand that I can come off disconcerting. Perhaps you'd like to convince him, sister? And I start to make my way back to the carriage.
Alone?
Yes.
Alone? Okay. She smiles.
I'll keep an ear out for my sister.
Mm-hmm. You hear her go, "Oh, I had something for this. What was it? I was gonna say something. Acid in your eye," or whatever, and she just fires the acid arrow right at him point blank, and he's screaming in pain, and then when she comes walking up to the carriage, she looks ecstatic, and she goes, "I really need to pay someone to write witty one-liners. If I'm going to be destroying bandits left, right, and center, I need good dialogue. I was floundering out there. Acid in your eye? What am I? A child of 50 years?"
I look over at Markiel. Do you have a healing potion?
Here, it's my last one, but I can make more in town.
I'll be returned. And I get back out of the carriage, and he walks toward the dude that's been chill-touched, nauseated, and now has acid in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Is he on the ground writhing or anything like that?
He's dead. He's so dead. His skull looks like a rotted pumpkin after Halloween. He's gone.
And I walk back to the carriage. I'll check his body for papers or anything like that, some sort of identification, any guild symbols that I might know.
Okay. You do happen to find on his person a number of what appear to be empty, blank sheets of paper. They've completely been like 3-part folded. So they were on his person for a reason. That's about it.
They look like a letter. Is there somewhere to hide this body?
You know, nature provides.
Fair enough. And I head back to the cart.
Okay. Once inside, you see Lithiel talking to Markiel, going, I need a better catchphrase. What if I... Ooh. And she starts trying to get a firebolt spell ready. She's like, what if I fire a firebolt? What can I say? Too hot for you?
Lithiel,
Yes?
I understand your enthusiasm. It is something that comes from youth. However, if we are to live some sort of a decent life, we need 2 things: a stable home and the self-control to not murder.
I suppose you're right. I don't wish to be a murderer. I just wish to utilize my talents to the fullest. But I understand how that sometimes can be a bit excessive.
What could you have done differently?
I suppose shot him in the knee, used a different spell non-lethally, coerced the nature animals to pin him down, or use the vines for the same.
And yet you chose to evaporate the flesh from his face.
He was a bandit, he was attacking us, plus I thought it was really cool the way his face went, ugh. I'm awesome.
As entertaining as it is, and I believe it is entertaining, I really do. However, these types of things can get us reputations that make some shake their heads and make others call authorities.
You're right. I got carried away. A lot of power, a lot of restraint. I must work on that. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Oh, looks like the carriage is picking back up again. As a whip of the reins, the horses just kind of start going back down the road. And it's another dry, long carriage until it finally docks in town. There's a little circular house where they keep carriages and horses, and they kind of move them around as need be. But you get out, and your sister pays the driver, and you are now in the town of Corlin.
Before I get out the carriage, when my sister pays the driver, I'll catch up. I go toward the driver, and I look at the driver. May I have a word?
He's kind of unhooking the horses and making sure everything's in place. He's, yeah, I can have a word with you. What's up? What do you need?
I would truly be appreciative if you were to give me back what my sister paid you.
I guess, sure. So, was something wrong with the ride on over? Did I not get you here?
Well, first, I'm really double checking to see if I can do
Cool shadow manipulation right now.
Okay,
Because I want shadow tendrils to kind of, and an Lucier. Actually, I just want things to become a little darker around him.
Okay.
Just a little darker. Well, I figured you would not need payment from us, considering that you were paid previously.
Intimidation?
Yes.
That feels like intimidation to me.
Yes.
Oh, I am on fire today. Charisma, intimidation. Let's see. I need new glasses.
All right, +5. That is a 13.
13, okay.
Total.
13 total. He definitely looks scared, but not as much as he looks ashamed of knowing what you're talking about. And to that he says, look, I'm very sorry. They said that they knew you. They said there's like some sort of weird, surprise kind of thing. They paid me some gold just to, cover any damages of the ruse, I'll tell you what, I'll give you what they paid me. It's not as much as what your sister paid me for. Give you that money.
Which is what I'm asking for.
You want her payment instead of the one... You know what? That's fair. Here you go. Here's your gold. I'm sorry. I thought they were your mates. I thought they were just playing a joke on you. My apologies. They seem to know you, though. So, I guess I'm wrong.
So rare is a good deed in a weary world.
Yep.
And he turns around and walks away.
And you can just hear him going, bloody hell, that guy's intense. As you're walking away, give me your choice of Arcana or Perception.
I'll go Arcana, I believe.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I suck in both of them. I suck in both.
Hey,
I'm
let's
used
get
to playing
spicy.
wizards.
Let's suck with Arcana.
All right, so Arcana is intelligence, which is fine.
So 17 total.
17. Yeah, as you're walking away, you can't help but notice in the hustle and bustle of the bandits leaving and running away from the carriage, you do note a magical sigil has been placed on the carriage. And you know a symbol like this is usually only done through magical means. Someone in that bandit group put this on here. And you know that no matter where you go, that bandit group will always know where you're heading with enough time to set up another ambush.
I catch up with Markiel and my sister. It's possible we need to schedule another carriage.
Markiel's reading a book with this long metal rod now, just kind of like a collapsible rod. He's just turning his pages and he's like, "Oh, we can buy one if you give me enough time. While you were dealing with that surly driver, I corrected some counting authorities' math, and now I have a job at the local bank. I can say no, but I assumed it would be better than spending our own money."
Of course you do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way, now that you work at the bank, it should be easy for me to finish this writ.
What writ?
That was the reason we were coming to town.
Right, yeah, oh. That writ, yes, sorry. I've been reading for 8 hours straight. My mind is a little full.
I understand.
At that point, you hear this loud, bellowous voice, seemingly on a massive soapbox by a beautiful fountain, 3 layers, water just pouring out, crystal clear water. This large man seems to be made of solid stone, earth genasi of sorts. Some call them Oreads or, Orfolk. And he's kind of having a little indigestion as he's just had his breakfast. And as he stands on this box, he yells to everyone, "Come one, come all. Doesn't matter who you are, big or small. If you need money, glory, home, safety, protection, the Relic Runners..." Sorry, I realized that was the absolute wrong accent for this character. Let me take that back.
I was about to ask when the big stone guy finished his breakfast, is he standing by a wrinkled up guy, a bat, a dapper dressed guy, and a snail?
No, I did it earlier today. My brain's like, so let me get this out, and I'll
because it looks like he has big, strong hands.
He's definitely a big guy. He says, "Gather up, one and y'all. Gather up right now. If you need money, housing, family, protection, home, glory, if you need an opportunity, we at the Relic Runners need you. Deep underground, we have secrets that we can't even possibly fathom, but if we go down there together, we can find them, we can make a good deal of money doing them, and we can keep people safe, y'all included. We need all kinds of experts with all kinds of skills." And he stops and looks at you and he says, "And some a bit more experienced than others. No matter what you need, why don't you join the Relic Runners? We need you." No, you. I'm pointing at you. What are you doing? No, not the bookish boy. I know he's got a job. Not your. Is that your sister?
not tell the resemblance?
I try not to assume anything. All I know is this. I heard y'all was in town, heard y'all talk, my apologies. Ears like stone, everything reverberates. But we could use someone like you on the Relic Runners. What do you say? Whatever you got going on with the right ear or whatever, whatever, the answers are always down below.
I whisper very quietly under my breath, not her.
What was it?
Not her.
Okay. And he kind of nods and goes,
And if I were to join your company, what would be the benefits of hunting relics? It sounds like grave robbery.
well, for it to be grave robbery, it'd have to be a grave. This ain't no cemetery. We're going to,
Tomb?
an older world that just wants to be remembered.
A big tomb.
A very large tomb. Lots of dangerous things, lots of monsters, lots of traps. It's a dangerous job, but it pays well, gives you a good purpose. And like I said, there's always answers down below.
I turn around and look at my sister. Is she foaming at the... Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, she is just... What? Abby? Brother, I know you don't want me taking this job, but I would love to live vicariously through you.
Not until you are 120, I promised Father.
All right, not until I'm 120. But at least you can do it and then show me the ropes when that time comes.
It seems I have to, since you do not recognize that is what I've been doing this whole trip.
There's a moment of silence. She nods. She's hearing this lesson. And then breaks out into squealing. Okay, so you're gonna be doing it then. That's exciting. I'm so excited. You can tell me all about it. The magical things you find, the creatures you destroy, the ancient civilizations that are, dusty. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yes, my adventures fill me with mirth.
And with that, you see this big guy looking down at you going, you are a very hard to read man. Well, my name is 𝐒𝐲𝐬𝐴. Pleasure to meet you.
I am Sidtherial.
Sidtherial. Sidtherial, that's a great name, Sidtherial. Well, welcome to the Relic Runners. I guarantee no matter what you're looking for, you're gonna find it here.
Perhaps we can find a way to calm my sister's enthusiasm.
Give me one last perception check to end the session.
Finally. 21.
As you agree to join the Relic Runners and they start getting out some paperwork and putting your name on it and making sure everyone is safe and accounted for, yada yada, you start to note, even though it's been a few hours of traveling and you definitely saw all of them except the dead guy run into the forest, more darkly clad bandits seem to be hiding in this city, watching you as you join the Relic Runners from a distance. And that is where we will end today's session. Concluding the tale of Sidtherial. What more is in store for this character in Season 2? Well, we'll find out together. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, click the bell, like and subscribe as always, and turn on the channel notifications to get updates on Twitch and other platforms. Also, if you're on our YouTube, please go ahead, look down below here, and find the link to our Discord. We can talk more about it, the aircraft, yada yada.
I was gonna ask, like, there is a Discord. I think there is a way to communicate with us one way or another.
Yeah, there's a Discord. We're there, we're talking all the time in there, so we'll talk about this and more.
Oh yeah, but we only tend to talk to people who like the videos, though, because we're snobby that way. Kidding.
They're kidding. I'm not. If you get my Discord and talk a mess, I'm giving you a sad emoji. That's what you get, a sad emoji. Well, anyway, this was so much fun, and I can't wait to see where all of that's going to be going. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.